Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and today we are going to do a playthrough of Gears of War. This is one of my all-time favorite dungeon crawlers. I can't believe I haven't done a video of this yet. I mean, I know the game is out of print. You can still find some reasonable copies on the secondhand market, but I don't know if it's worth it. If you find this for like $300, I don't know if it's worth it. But if you can get it between 50 and 100, I think it's worth it. But my goal here is we're going to do the Emergence scenario this time. And if people really enjoy that, I'd kind of like to walk through all of the different scenarios. It'd be a lot of fun to show you guys how they play. And it just get me to get this game out more. Now, I know there's tons of really great videos about this game since it's quite old. I'll put some in the description below. I am going to do a setup at the beginning of this, so feel free to jump forward if you don't need to see that. And I'm going to do it relatively quickly. So let's go ahead and do setup, and then we can jump into the playthrough. I've found that I've always had the most enjoyment in this game playing 3 characters solo. 2, there's just not enough tactical enjoyment, just because you get to go every other turn. I feel like 3 really makes you think about what you're going to do on the board, but you're not playing with all 4 where you're just getting overwhelmed with a mitt of cards, because everyone has 6 or 7 cards in hand, so it can get a little overwhelming. So our first player will be Augustus Cole. Augustus has a special ability, and it says you may treat any order card in your hand as if it has a guard reaction ability icon, and you may guard even if another player has guarded this turn. You'll see how that works as we play. Up here you can see our gear that we start off with. We start with a Lancer rifle with 2 ammo. We have a snub pistol with 1 ammo, and then we have the bolo grenades, my favorite. I love grenades, with two grenade tokens on it. We'll walk through how all of these work as we play. Our next COG character is Marcus. He has a special ability that your maximum hand size is 7 instead of 6, and he can roll 1 additional die when using his Lancer constant ability. Once again, we'll see how that works, but he starts with a Lancer, a snub rifle, and a bolo grenade. Dominique here is our runner. He has move up to 1 additional area when you resolve an order card in any point before or after that action card. He'll start with a Nasher shotgun, a snub pistol, and 1 bolo grenade. We then need to set up our mission board here. Here are all of our order cards. Our order cards are how we'll do actions during our turns as well as our health. So similar to Fireteam 0, your health is going to be the cards in your hand. If you have no cards in hand and you take a point of damage, you're bleeding out. And if all of the cogs are bleeding out, we lose the game. Here we have all of the order cards for our enemies or enemy AI cards, and I'll show you quick how we set that up. We have our random weapons as well as our named weapons over here. The random weapons, just shuffle them up, you're good to go. We also have our 3 enemy types over here, the Wretch, the Drone, and the Boomer. And those are all dependent upon the actual mission that you're playing. So you can see here, enemies we have are the Wretch, the Drone, and the Boomer. It tells you A, B, or C. You can also see we have some special rules here on the mission. After setting up the map, cover each emergence hole with a sealed token except for the one nearest the map exit. You'll see that in a second. Also, when we grab the AI cards, we grabbed the general AI cards 1 through 6. Now, on the back of our mission setup card, we can see there's only going to be 1 level for this one. This is the intro scenario. Level 1 locations, we have 2A, 9A, 12A, and 16A. So what I've already done is I've grabbed all of the location cards that match those, and I've randomly shuffled them up and then revealed them one at a time to set up our board. That way, every time you play, how the board is actually set up will be a little bit different. If we had any level 2 or level 3 locations, we'd set those location cards here, and so then when we moved to level 2, we'd grab all of those and then randomly draw them out, and same thing for level 3. Emergence only has 2 stages. Our first stage, stage 1, we have special rules that states location card 12A is not discarded after its equipment is activated. So normally it would be discarded every time your equipment's activated there, but for here that's not the case. We'll flip or complete this stage when all emergent holes have been sealed. There's only 1 hole that has not been sealed, and that's on the exit map tile. When I drew my location map tiles, I drew 9, followed by 12, followed by 16, followed by 2. So here is our starting tile, and then here's our exit tile. Each location card will have certain numbers down here at the bottom. That's the number of cogs that are playing. So since I'm playing a 3-player game on the 12 tile, I spawned an A and a C enemy. So A was a Wretch and C was a Boomer. You can also see that there's a question mark in that tile. That question mark is the equipment that can be found on that tile. We can discard 1 order card to then be able to do this ability, which normally is discard this card and gain 1 grenade token, but this doesn't get discarded specifically for this scenario. So you could discard multiple times to get multiple grenade tokens because we need them in this scenario. Tile 16, we've got some ammunition here. You can discard this card and gain up to 3 ammo tokens. Place these tokens on any of your weapon cards. And in tile 2, we have discard this card and draw 2 random weapon cards. Keep 1 with 2 ammo and discard the other. The last part of setup is to draw our order cards. We're going to draw up to our maximum hand size for now, so that's 6 for Dominique and for Augustus, but for Marcus that'll be 7. Here we have our starting tile. Now when we spawned our enemies, you can see here there's an emergence hole right here, and that tells us that enemies are going to spawn in this space when they spawned here on the initial time that we revealed this map tile. Then all of them were supposed to be covered up. That way no more enemies will spawn on this tile. But the 2 enemies that we have here, what we need to do is look at their cards quick to determine if either of them would try and move into cover. Do you see this symbol here? This symbol denotes you're in cover. And when you're in cover, you can roll more defense dice when you're getting attacked than if you are not in cover. Both the wretch and the drone have this symbol on their card. What that means is whenever they move into a location, after they've completed moving, they will try and move into cover if possible. Since the wretch spawned first, because it says A and then B, I'm putting the wretch in cover and then the drone not in cover. So now that we have the enemies in place, we have to place our cogs in the starting area where we can see this arrow here. So we'll start with our first player, and that's going to be Augustus. He's going to be placed here. Now he can move into cover. I'm not having to move into cover. You're going to see what he's doing shortly. Then we'll have Marcus. Marcus also, I'm not going to have him move into cover. I'm going to have Dominic move into cover to start off, because he won't activate for the first 2 turns. So just in case people start getting attacked, he at least is in cover. The other 2 are not. Now you're going to see there's a black line here. That tells us that there's a wall there. So that means we can't move from here to here. And the way for us to get out of this tile is actually having to go through here and through this. So this is blocking line of sight. It's essentially a wall. So we just can't move through it. And you can see these lighter lines, that tells us there are different areas. So when we're moving, if something states we can move 2 areas or 2 spaces, 1, 2, that's how we can move. So with that, I think we're ready to jump into the playthrough. Let's have Augustus go first. For your turn, there's a total of 3 phases. Phase 1 is the heal step. You'll draw up to 2 cards to your maximum hand size of 6 or 7 if you're Marcus. Then you can play one of the cards that's in your hand during the order step and resolve whatever's on the card text, or you can always use 1 card for 1 basic attack or 1 movement. Then you have the final Locust activation, where you're going to draw a Locust card and activate the AI. And I'm realizing I said you can move 1 space with any of these cards. You can move 2 spaces with any of these cards. So I could just play this blind fire no matter what the text is at the bottom. I could just do the blind fire and move 2 spaces, ignoring the text here. So looking at the cards that I have, I think the one that I'm going to look at playing is called Pummel. Pummel states that we can perform up to 2 attacks. When we choose to play this card goes into our discard pile, and essentially our hand size is 5. Remember that our hand size is our health, so it's kind of like we are exerting ourselves to play this card, and then after that, we're a little bit weaker until our next turn when we get to heal a little bit. For our first attack, we're going to use our Bolo Grenade right here. Now, we have to be within a range of 2 of wherever we're trying to throw it. Those 2 enemies, the drone and the wretch, are within range 2. Heck yeah, we're chucking it into that area and blowing them to bits. Over here, you have certain weapons that allow you not to actually spend all of your ammo because you're using just maybe a portion of the clip. So like if I used this snub rifle and I didn't want to spend that ammo, I could roll 1 attack die. Or I could give up that ammo to roll 3 dice. With the Bolo Grenade, though, you always have to give up 1 grenade token to use it. We're going to roll 4 attack dice for this attack. And this attack targets an area and ignores cover. So normally that wretch would be under cover, not with this attack. That cover is not going to help when we throw a freaking grenade at him. Now the attack dice have omen symbols on them, and this one, if we roll an omen symbol, it's going to have a cave-in, seal an emergence hole in the target area. Well, the emergence hole there is already sealed, so we don't have to worry about that, but that is how we're going to be able to seal that final emergence hole in the exit room that we have to get to. So that's why it's important we have some of these left at the end, but I really wanted to chuck one of these at them. We can look at our enemy cards here. The drone rolls 1 die for defense, and so does the wretch. Now, when you're attacking an area, we're going to roll the dice 1 time, and then we'll roll the defense dice individually for each enemy. Of course, we need to ensure that we have line of sight into this area. The only thing that blocks line of sight are these walls. So these black walls, we definitely can see into this area. So we're going to take our grenade, we're going to chuck it into this area, and hopefully blow them to bits. I'm so excited about this, I totally forgot to show you. This shows our total health. So in order to destroy this drone, we need to do 3 points of damage. And in order to destroy this wretch, we need to do 2 points of damage. Normally when you attack, you'll roll your attack dice and your defense dice together. But because we're doing area attack, we need to roll the defense dice individually. So let's see how much damage we do. Holy moly, we've got 2, 4, 5 points of damage. Now this cave-in, that would be great if the emergent hole was open, but it's already closed. So we are annihilating everything in that area. 5 damage. Let's see, we'll roll first for the wretch. The wretch will roll, gets no defense. Totally gone. For the drone, he'll roll 1 die. He gets 2, so he'll block 2 of these, but he has 3 health. We've got 3 hits here. Even with that shield, he didn't see it coming. We just blew him out of the water. Since we defeated both of them, we'll take them off of the board like so. And you guys, I want to apologize about my paint job. This is one of the first ones I ever did. They're not great, but you know what? At least they're painted. You'll want to grab the wound tokens. I didn't show this in setup, but when you do your setup for your game, all the enemies have wound tokens. I think all of them, at least most of them. Oh, tickers don't. All but I think tickers do. And what you need to do with these is when they're defeated, you want to grab both of them, place them on the board where they were, and then flip them over. Okay, we got a red X here. Oh, and we do have a weapon here. So that drone that we just killed dropped a weapon in that space. If we move into that location, we can pick it up. This one is blank, and actually I'm going to tell you, all the wretches, they're all going to be blank because they don't have any weapons. They're probably attacking us with their hands and their teeth. But for the drones and the boomers, they potentially could drop weapons. We can either pick this up to pick up that weapon type, or we can, if we already have that weapon, we can pick this up to put 2 more ammo on that weapon. This weapon here is called the Hammer Burst, so we could potentially pick that up if we move into that area. Now, I'm sure it's going to happen during the game, so we'll talk more in detail about this, but if ever we had done only partial damage to these enemies, that's also the reason why you use these wound tokens. Because if they're not totally defeated, you would put this underneath the enemy to show that they're wounded, and then that tells you how much damage you need to do to defeat them. So, and you'll see how that works very likely as we go through the game. Well, I have to say I'm pretty happy with that shot. What we'll do now is we'll go ahead and draw our first AI card, because yes, we could perform another attack, but there's nobody in line of sight, so that's not going to be able to do anything. So we're just going to end our turn. We're going to flip our top one. This is a general one, and this states reinforcements. Spawn 1 locust A, 1 locust B, and 1 locust C at the map exit. Are you serious? Then each locust A moves 2 areas towards the nearest cog figure, and each locust B moves 1 area towards the nearest cog figure. Well, it looks like we're going to have a party at the map exit. This place looks prime for throwing another grenade. 1 of each, 1 A, B, and C, and now we're going to have to activate the movement. Locust A, or wretches, are going to move 2 spaces towards the nearest cog figure, so we're going to have this one move 1, 2, then this one's going to come out of cover and go 1, 2, this one's going to come 1, 2, and then move into cover. And then both of these are going to move 1, and then here's the door, 2, into here, like so. And then finally, the drones are going to move 1 space forward. So this one's going to move 1 space forward. They also try and go to cover, so he'll move 1 space here. Okay, that actually wasn't terrible, but we just got a bunch more enemies on the board. For Marcus's turn, I'm eyeing that weapon on the ground. I kind of want to pick it up. So what I think I'm going to do is, well, first of all, I should draw up to 2 cards, but I'm totally healed. I think I'm going to do the charge. I'm going to do the move up to 3 areas and then perform an attack against a figure in your area. There's going to be no figure in our area, and we're only going to move 2 areas, but we'll still use this card. Both Marcus and Dominic don't want to be left behind by Marcus, so they're both going to play a card from their hand doing what's called a reaction. They're going to do a follow reaction. See that symbol up top on the card? They're going to discard these cards. They're going to ignore the abilities down here. And what that follow means is that they can follow a cog that's moving. So they're going to be able to follow Marcus into that same space. But they're both going to discard these 2 cards, so that, or 1 card each, so they each have 1 less card. Marcus will go ahead and take his 2 steps moving into here. He can then choose to immediately move into cover. That does not take an additional movement, but you have to decide if you're going to move into it or not, and you can only move into cover during your turn. So let's say Marcus moves out of cover and we have other characters here. They will not move into cover until it's their turn. Our other 2 cogs are going to follow with him. And then Marcus is going to go ahead and discard Roadie Run to then be able to pick up this weapon. You have to discard an order card in either before or after one of the actions on your card. So I could technically do that move 3, which I moved 2. Then I could discard this card, and then I could do the attack that's on the card, but there's no enemy here. But he's going to go ahead and pick up this weapon. The Hammer Burst is pretty nice. It gives him a range of 3. He can have 3 total weapons and 1 grenade, so he can't hold anything more. 2 for a normal attack, 4 for an overkill, and his burst here is if the target is not in your area, deal 2 wounds, limit once per attack. Whoa, that's pretty cool. We'll end our turn by activating the Locust. Let's see what we get. We have the boomers being activated. So it says within 1 area of a cog figure. No, we have no boomers that's within 1 area of a cog figure. So then we have to do the otherwise effect. It states move 1 area towards the nearest cog figure, then attack him if in line of sight. Let's first move these 2 boomers because they're nice and easy. We're going to move them here. They definitely are not in line of sight of a cog. This one, though, he's going to move here. And here's the thing. This space, if you're in a spot that has cover, you have to trace line of sight from that triangle that you can see right here. It's kind of small. There's no way that he can see that without going through a wall. But if you are not in that, you can see R2 here are not in cover. That means as long as this boomer can see any part of this space, he can attack them. And if I look here, we've got this. I think that, yeah, they can see. They also give you this. I think he can and we can see him without hitting a wall. So that means he can attack either one of these 2. Now, we get to choose. The active player gets to choose, but that also means we could potentially attack him. If you look here, one of the reaction abilities is a guard. Discard this card before a Locust figure moves or attacks to perform 1 attack against it. We're definitely going to do that. That is limited once per enemy activation. So we already know that Marcus does not have line of sight on that boomer, but Dominic and Augustus do. So Dominic's going to go ahead and use his cover fire. This ability doesn't matter, but he is going to be able to do an attack against that boomer. But he has to discard this card to do it. If you look here, our range for the attack is 1, 2. Range is always determined by your movement distance, with the exception of blue lines. You can see this blue line here. That tells you that it's elevated. So you can ignore blue lines for looking at actual distance for attacks. But we would move 1, 2 spaces to get to here, so we have to have a range of 2 to hit this boomer. Now, we can do an overkill, discard one of these so we can roll 3 dice. And I think I'm going to do that because, yeah, otherwise we're probably not going to hit him with rolling just one die. We have here, you may make a normal attack with this weapon even if it has 0 ammo. So normally, if a weapon has 0 ammo, you cannot use that. We can use it even with 0. But I'm going to use 1, so we're going to roll 3 attack dice. He's not in cover, so let's see how many dice he normally rolls. You can see here he rolls 2 red dice for defense. He has a total of 3 health. And by the way, he rolls 4 black dice for an attack. Ouch. And not only that, if you look at his ability, if he rolls one of the omen symbols, it says each other figure in the target's area is dealt 1 wound, limit once per attack. So basically it explodes in that area and deals area damage. All right, Dominique, I believe in you. 3 black to 2 red. Let's see how we do. Okay, we have an omen. Oh, wow, that's actually pretty good. That omen is simply 1 wound, so I'm just going to top it over to 1 wound so we can see. We have 2, 3, 4 wounds minus 2 defense. So that means we dealt him 2 points of damage, 1 away from killing him. Didn't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of the wound tokens that we have, and we're going to place this underneath the character. Now that boomer only has 2 health. 2 health will kill him. However, if we do less than 2 points of damage, he's going to shrug it off and keep going. So even though you can see here we dealt him 2 points of damage and he only has 3 health, that doesn't mean that we only need 1 more point of damage on him. We still need to deal 2 points of damage to kill him. Augustus, though, is sitting over here and he's thinking of using his special ability. He can also guard even though someone already guarded for this activation. So normally you can't do a guard more than one time for an enemy activation, but he can. I think he's going to discard, man, but we want to be able to move. Yeah, I'm going to discard teamwork so that we can do another attack. Our two weapons available to us are our Lancer Assault Rifle and our Snub Pistol. We could take the chance with the Lancer Assault Rifle and just roll 2. I really want to kill this guy if I've spent this much for resources, so I think I'm going to use my Snub Pistol, again, range 3, so we're still within that range 2. We're going to roll 3 dice and try and take him out. He's still going to roll 2 red dice for defense. We're looking to deal him 2 wounds here if we can. Beautiful. One of these is considered a wound, plus these, that's 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 points of damage, we just took him out. And actually, this doesn't say it's limited once per attack, so I'm pretty sure this is actually 4 wounds. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 1. That means as this boomer walked into this spot, he got double shot, killed, and he will drop for us nothing. Bummer. But at least we took him off the board. We'll end this round with Dominic going. He only has a total of 4 cards in hand. He gets to draw up to 2. He can hold 6, so let's draw those 2, and let's decide what we're going to do. Looking at our cards, I think the one we're going to do is we're going to play this one. We're going to perform 1 attack and then move up to 3 areas. This wretch here only has 2 health and is not in cover, so I feel like we should be able to take him out, so we're going to attack him first. We're going to use our Gnasher weapon. It has 2 ammo on it. I'm not going to use the ammo. I'm just going to roll 2 dice. This weapon cannot be used to attack figures more than 1 range away. I should say that you can always attack with other weapons at a farther range than what it says. The enemy gets an additional die for every space farther than your normal range. And we have for his his Omen ability, Dismember. Double the amount of wounds on all other attack dice, limit once per attack. We're rolling 2 black to 1 red, hoping for 2 damage. Nothing. We have 1 point of damage here, and he blocked it. That was a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. We're going to have Marcus and Augustus each discard 1 card each so that they can follow with the 3 movements. Now, the nice thing about this game is no enemies can stop you when you're moving, and we don't get to stop enemy movement. So we're going to go ahead and grab Dominic. He is right here. He's going to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And we knocked him over. And he's definitely going to move himself into cover. These 2 are then going to follow with him, coming over here, because I'm definitely going to want to get some more grenades. And then at least we have one of us that's in cover. If you look here, there's a blue line here. That means we're elevated. We're up at a higher location than what's here. You can see there's some steps here. So if this wretch tries to attack us, he actually is going to have to move 2 spaces to attack us because he doesn't have a range attack. But if you're just doing a range attack, we could definitely attack each other as normal. Well, it's a good thing we're all sticking together because Augustus, who is next, only has 2 cards in hand. Yeah, I'm being a little risky. Okay, drones are going to go. There's only 1 drone on the board. If a cog figure is within line of sight, it's not. Otherwise, move 3 areas towards the nearest cog figure, and that's it. Our drone will move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. He would try to move into cover, but this wretch is already there. Get out of my way. He can't do that. He's going to stay in cover. He won't. Let's move to Augustus's turn. He only has 2 cards in hand. He's going to draw 2. He gets Pummel, and he gets Explore. Let's see. What are we going to do? I think this round we're going to go ahead and do our Pummel attack here so we can perform up to 2 attacks. So I'll discard this card. Let's do it. Now, if I want to be risky, what I could do is discard a card so I can grab another Bolo grenade. And I think I like living on the edge. We're going to discard this Roadie Run card. We're going to discard that so we can grab another grenade token. I think I'm going to chuck a couple grenades. This means we have a total of 2 grenade tokens, and I think I'm going to chuck both of them this turn. Remember that normally we'd have to discard this, but this scenario lets this stay out. We can get infinite grenades here as long as we're willing to spend the cards. So looking here, we definitely have range to this wretch here. Over here, remember since we're not in cover, we can grab from anywhere from that area and see if we can see the area where this wretch is, and we definitely can. You can see that. So we are going to attack this wretch first, followed by this one. They each will only get to roll 1 die, and we'll roll 4 black dice against them. And yeah, I'm using both of my grenade tokens, so I'll have no grenades. But I'll be standing here next round likely, and I can pick up another one if I'd like. He is our demolition expert after all. We'll roll 4. We've got 2 hits. Oh, perfect. To nothing. That will take out this wretch. I'll discard him. I'm not even going to flip one of the wound tokens because we know they're all blank. The one that's now 2 spaces away will roll back up. Oh, look at that. Same roll. 2 hits to nothing. Blew this guy out of the water. That was awesome. Is it sad that I get that much enjoyment out of chucking grenades at enemies? Okay, we have for our enemy AI, wretches. If one or more wretches in play, yes, we still have 3 in play. Each wretch moves 2 areas towards the nearest cog figure. Then each wretch then attacks the most wounded cog figure in its area. Well, this makes me super happy that I destroyed both of those wretches, because if I didn't, both of them would have been able to get into our space, and he has the least amount of cards, so they would have attacked him, because he only has 2 cards right now. This wretch will simply move 2 spaces. This one will move 2 spaces, go into cover. This one will have to stay out of cover, and that's it. Marcus has a total of 4 cards in hand. He'll get to draw 2, and we get Scavenging, and we get the Explore. So we know that Augustus right now, he's hurting a little bit. Only 2 health. He only has 2 ammo on his Lancer rifle, none on his snub, and none on his grenade. So I think we're actually going to play our Scavenging card here. We're going to move up to 2 areas and gain 1 ammo token for any one of your weapons. You cannot obtain a grenade token. I'm going to play that, but I'm also going to discard a card at the beginning of my activation, so I can also get another grenade token, so I'll have 2. And I think I'm going to grab... all these are so good, you guys. I think I'm going to grab the Charge, discard that one, so that I can pick up 1 grenade token, thanks to that Room 12 special ability. We're going to move ourselves right into the line of fire. 2 spaces right here. We're going to grab 1 ammo, and we're going to put that on our Lancer rifle. So our Lancer rifle now has 4 ammo on it. But we have no cover. This is a bit risky, but I'm trying to save Augustus, really. Our next AI card will be for the boomers. If a cog figure is within 3 range, 1, 2, 3, no, none are. Otherwise, move 2 areas towards the nearest cog figure, then attack the cog figure if within 3 range. We'll move our first boomer. 1, 2. Is a cog figure within range 3? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. Oh boy. I was thinking that he wasn't. And looking here, he's definitely going to have line of sight because we have no cover. Oh man. We have this Slaughter card in our hand, and I think I'm going to play it. This is a dodge. We get to roll +2 defense dice. So we normally get to roll 1. We get +2, so we're going to roll 3 in defense dice against this attack. But we have to discard this card, which means we only have 3 cards left. The boomer's going to attack us with 4 black dice. And you can see this symbol here. So you can see he's not one that's going to move into cover. He's too big. Cover's not going to block for him, and he knows that. Instead, the Lancer has an ability that you can do a chainsaw attack, which I'm sure I'll show you shortly. Basically, you roll 4 black dice, and you're looking for any of these omen symbols. If you get an omen, you just kill whatever it is you're attacking. He's immune to that. He's too big. You use a chainsaw on him, he goes, what is that? That's not going to hurt me. So he's immune to it. That's what this means. So he's going to roll 4 dice. We're going to roll 3 dice because we used that dodge. And I also want to mention, if he gets an omen, each other figure in the target's area is dealt 1 wound. That's once per attack, but if he deals a wound, the only other enemy there is a wretch. He might hurt a friendly character, which I'm fine with. 4 black, 3 red. This could get interesting. Well, he tried to hit us hard. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 total damage. We have 2, 4, 5 total defense. So we totally dodged that attack. But that was only the first attack. We're going to have another boomer activate. This boomer will do the same thing. He's going to move 1, 2, and he's also going to attack us. We have a guard card in our hand. And actually, so do our players over here, but I don't believe either of them have line of sight, because what's going to happen is they're going to hit this wall. This wall's here, so they can't see those boomers. We can see the shots, but we can't attack them. So it's going to be the question of, do I just roll 1 die, or do I try and do a guard and maybe kill him? Oh, I'd have to get lucky, though. Oh, what the heck. We have a hammer burst. Let's do it. We're going to go ahead and discard our Explorer. You can see it has the guard symbol. We're going to try and attack him before he attacks us. The hammer burst here, we're going to go ahead and discard an ammo to do an overkill shot. We get to roll 4 dice. He's within range 3. The big thing is this burst of fire. If the target is not in your area, so as long as we get an omen, we can do this. Deal 2 wounds, limit once per attack. Remember, he only has 3 health. He does roll 2 red dice for defense, though. 4 black to 2 red. We're the one attacking. Let's see how we do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 1 is 4. Beautiful. We totally took him out just before he attacked us. We saw him coming and we shot him. We'll go ahead and grab one of these wound tokens. Oh, and he's going to drop one of his weapons. Awesome. So we'll drop that in his space. We're not going to get that for a while. Dimitri is our healthiest cog with a total of 5 cards in hand. Let's go ahead and draw his 6th one. And he has Assault. Okay. What I'm thinking, do I have one? I do. Actually, the one I just drew. Yeah, lets us move and we can perform 1 attack. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this one. I can move up to 3 areas and perform 1 attack. Dimitri will go ahead and move out of cover. He's going to discard this card before doing his move so that he can get 1 more Bolo grenade token. So he has 2 now as well. We've got 2 characters with 2 or 2 cogs with 2, and Augustus has none, unfortunately. So we have a total of 3 movement. We're going to move 1, 2, and then 3. Move into here, duck into cover, because look at all of this that's here. And then we're going to chuck a grenade in here, because why not? You're probably already familiar with the Bolo grenade, but just so you don't forget, 4 dice, range of 2, and we could potentially seal an emergence hole, but they're already closed there. And don't forget that Wretch is in cover, but who cares with a grenade? I'm tossing it over that cover, and he's probably going to go, uh-oh, and hopefully die. Let's see. How much damage are we going to do? We're doing a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. This is nothing. Our first Wretch, let's do the Wretch in cover first. He has 1 defense, that's still 3. It's enough to kill him. He's gone. The next Wretch, which is not in cover, 2, but we still have 2 hits here, so he's toast. And then the drone also gets 1. I think he has got 3 health though, so I need to roll a 1 or a 0 here to take him out. No, I rolled a 2, so that means we only hit him for 2 points of damage. If you look here, that drone does have a total of 3 health, so we only did 2 damage to him, so he's going to grab a wound token. We're going to place him on top of that. We only need to do 1 more point of damage to him. However, if he does activate and he gets one of his omen symbols, heal this figure. He would actually heal to full, so yeah, we want to take him out as soon as possible. If after watching this playthrough you don't love Bolo grenades, you're ridiculous. All the boomers are going to go again. There's only 1. If a cog figure is within 4 range, yes, attack the nearest cog figure within line of sight. Finally, I get to show you cover. So you can see we have a triangle here. That's considered cover. We're hiding underneath here. To determine if we're in full cover or partial cover, what you need to do is look at where the enemy that's attacking you from and see where that line has to come from in order to hit us. So you can see here, we have to cross this imaginary line that you're going to place where that triangle is, or that arrow. There's a line here, essentially, an imaginary line. If he has to hit us and go across that line in order to hit us, we get full cover. If, for example, we were getting attacked, let's say by that boomer, he was in this room here, he'd be attacking us, but he would not have to go through this imaginary line. And then we only have partial cover, so we'd only get +1 die. Since we have full cover against this boomer attack, we'll roll +2 defense dice, and our regular dice. We'll roll 3 defense dice for this attack. It's part of the reason why I wanted to get him up here. He's protecting Marcus a bit. We're rolling 4 black dice to 3 red. Let's see what we get. Oh, look at that defense. 1, 2, 3 attack and 4 defense. Yeah, Dominic, no problem there. Well, overall, I'm pretty happy with what's happening. Let's go to Augustus. He'll go ahead and draw 2 cards. And now we have to decide what we're going to do. Augustus is going to go ahead and use his Assault card so he can move up to 3 areas and perform 1 attack. He's then going to discard the Explore card so he can also activate that weapon and grab another grenade token. So now he'll have 1 grenade token from 0, and we're going to try and do our attack. I really want to take out that drone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually move 1 space. I'm going to move to here. Oh, or do I do 2? Okay, I mean, maybe we can help each other out. I'm going to move 2 spaces to move into here. I definitely then will have line of sight to that drone. You can see here there's no cover. The drone has not activated, so it hasn't jumped into cover, so I can attack that drone no problem. I think I'm going to take the chance here with my Lancer Assault Rifle and just use the 2 dice here so I don't have to spend an ammo. It's a little risky, but let's see what we do. Beautiful. That's considered 1 wound. We got 3 to 0. He is totally gone. We'll then flip over that wound token. Does he drop anything? No, he doesn't. But another drone toast. That means we can flip our next enemy activation card, and we have a general one. It says Firefight. Each drone, Boomer, and Cantus and Theron guard attacks a cog figure within 3 areas. Then each locust that did not attack moves 2 areas towards the nearest cog figure and then attacks a cog figure in its area. That means this Boomer is going to attack Dominic. Dominic, once again, will have +2 on defense since he is sitting here in cover. So we'll have 4 against 3 here. And then this Wretch is going to attack one of these 2. I get to decide. I'll have to look at their cards. I might actually do a guard and try and attack him potentially. We'll roll 4 black and 3 red. Let's see what we get. Oh, man. 4 damage to Dominic, and he has no defense. And you know what? He has 4 cards in hand. All of those are discarded. He has no cards left, you guys. If he takes any damage, he goes bleeding out. Augustus then is going to go ahead and discard his Slaughter card in his hand. That means he only has 1 card left. We're almost out of cards, you guys. This is insane. But we're going to discard this 1 card. Now, it technically would give us a dodge, but we can use any card as if it has a guard symbol on it. So we're going to use this, pretend that it's a guard symbol, and we're going to attack that wretch that's in our space. Our Lancer Assault Rifle has a specific ability here that states, instead of attacking, you may choose a locust in your area and roll 4 attack dice, ignoring all wounds. If you roll an omen, kill it. Then you're moving out of cover. We're not in cover. Now, technically, Marcus has a better ability for that, and he's in that same space, but I love the 2 cards that he has, so I'm taking the risk of rolling 1 less die to have Augustus do this. We're looking for an omen symbol with these 4 dice. Just 1 omen symbol. 1. Beautiful. There it is. Right there. That wretch is then killed in our space. We just chainsawed him in half. Marcus is next. He has a whopping 2 cards in hand. Let's draw our next 2. We've got, an Explore. We could do some running or ambush. Oh, actually, I already have an ambush or cover fire. I think I'm going to go ahead and play ambush this time. It states we can move 1 locust figure up to 2 areas towards you. Then attack this locust figure. You may treat this attack as if it was an overkill attack without spending the ammo tokens. You may still need to spend a grenade token if we use a grenade token. So we're definitely going to ambush that Boomer. We're going to bring that Boomer 2 spaces forward. He's thinking he's going to try and attack this guy, but we're here ready to shoot him. The Hammer Burst is just too good, especially if we get this. This will deal 2 additional wounds if we get that Omen. So we're going to use the overkill of 4, and we don't have to discard that last ammo token. 4 black to the 2 red for his defense. Oh, look at that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he is so gone. And he's going to drop this one. This one, there is no weapon on that one. That's because there's only 1 that has a weapon on it. So what I need to do is the next time that we kill a Boomer, we'll take all the ones that are flipped over, shuffle them up, and we'll start using them again. You might think since we have no enemies on the board, we get a reprieve. No. That says if 1 or more drone is in play, no. Otherwise, spawn 2 drones at the emergency hole nearest you, which is the exit. This is why, although it's great that I was able to defeat all the locusts on the board, I knew this was going to happen. We're going to spawn some new ones. This one is going to jump into cover, but it does give us a little space, which is good because not a lot of people have a lot of cards. I mean, Dominic has 0. He's going to go next. He's going to draw 2 and has to play one of them. So he's only going to have 1 in hand, and Augustus only has 1. Let's see what we get for Dominic. He'll draw 2 cards, and you'll have to play one of them. Sit tight. Choose a cog figure in your area to draw 2 order cards. Wow, that's amazing. We are definitely going to do that, except for no one's in our area. Oh, no one's in our area. Perform 1 attack. If you're in cover, you may make 1 additional attack. Choose a cog figure in your area to draw 1 order card. I mean, these are amazing, but no one is in our area. Seriously? You know what I'm realizing? It says choose a cog figure. I can choose myself. Dominic's definitely going to do that. So he's going to choose a cog figure in your area to draw 2 order cards. He'll draw 2. Then move 1 locust figure 1 area towards you and skip their activation. So I'll discard this. I'll draw 2 more cards. I'll get active reload and teamwork, and then we'll just move a drone 1 step towards us. That actually is super helpful. I'm going to grab the one that's in cover. He's going to jump 1 space towards us. He's in cover on this side, but that means we do have 1 guy that's not in cover. Just in case I can maybe attack them, I highly doubt I will. Augustus and his 1 card will simply draw 2 more. He'll get Assault, and he'll get Advance. I feel like it's as good a time as any to do our scavenging. We're going to go ahead and move up to 2 areas and gain 1 ammo token for 1 of our weapons. Unfortunately, not for the grenades. Marcus is going to play this ambush card. That's going to allow him to follow, but that does mean he's down to 2 cards. Augustus will move 1 to jump into at least a little bit of cover, and then Marcus will be here not in cover. We'll grab that extra ammo on our Lancer assault rifle. Let's now go ahead and activate our enemies, and we have wretches. If unwounded, we don't have any. Otherwise, move into the area. No, if no wretches in play, draw a new AI card. So we'll just discard this, draw our next one. We have if one or more boomer enemies are in play. No, otherwise spawn one boomer. Man, so we're gonna have another boomer come out, and it's going to be in that exit on that exit tile. I will say I absolutely love the AI in this game. Nice and simple and straightforward. Marcus will be next. He's got 2 cards in hand. He'll go ahead and draw 2 more. We've got some more cover fire, and we've got an assault. I think I'm going to take it slow this time. I'm going to play this assault, move up to 3 areas. I'm just going to move 1 area because then, oh, I don't want to pick up that weapon. I already have 3, so I won't pick it up. I'll let somebody else pick it up. Marcus only has 3 cards in hand, so he's got a couple options. He could move 3 all the way to here and then potentially pick up some ammunition. Because remember, that's what this one is. Now, we'd only do that 1 time. We'd have to discard it. Or we could jump ourselves into cover or even into cover, and we could potentially snipe over here, but they're going to be able to attack us. I think what we're going to do is we're actually just going to stay here. We're going to stay in cover, kind of protect our other 2, and I think our other 2 are going to stay more out, pick up this boom weapon, and maybe pick up some ammunition. Since I decided to move to this space, let's see if we have line of sight. So we have our triangle here. We've got a triangle over here, or we could even just shoot in this area, I think. We have to go from this triangle. So normally I like using the laser, but sometimes it's actually easier. I would say we definitely have line of sight into here. And instead of attacking this drone that's going to have partial cover, the reason it would be partial cover is because to attack him, we never go past this imaginary line here. And so since we never have to go past this imaginary line, he's only partially covered. This guy, if he was in cover, he'd be fully covered. But remember, I moved the guy that was in cover out over to here. So this guy's sitting out here not in cover. So I'm thinking I'll go ahead and attack this one that's not in cover back here. And so that means he's only rolling 1 die for defense. We also need to check for range. Our range would be 1, 2, 3. Even though we can't move past this because we're elevated, when you attack, you can ignore the blue lines. So we are within range 3. I want that drone gone. This snub pistol will attack for 3, and I can still attack with this with no ammo. So I'm going to spend an ammo. I'll roll 3 dice to his 1. We need 3 wounds to kill him. Let's see. We get 2, and he blocks for 2. So he laughs at our shot. We did nothing there. Well, this could get interesting. Let's flip our next card. We have General. Each locus that is 5 or more movement away from the nearest cog figure moves until it is 4 movement away from the nearest cog. Then draw a new AI card. They're all, oh, and I need to count for movement. This is movement here. Let's start with this drone. 1, 2, 3. Nope, so that one won't work. And then this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. That card won't do anything. Most AI cards, though, will do something. So we'll just go ahead and discard that and flip it. And we have another general. If 1 or more locus is within 2 movement of you, no one is within 2 movement. Otherwise, spawn 1 locus B at the map exit. Each locus then moves 1 area towards you. Well, it looks like it's going to be Drone City. This drone is going to move to here. I'd say this is closer than this one because in order to get as close as possible, he's going to have to go up these stairs. These ones will all move here. This one's going to move into cover. This one will move here, and this one will move here. Dominic will go next. He will draw 2 order cards. He gets Scavenging, and he gets Teamwork. Then I think let's go ahead and use our active reload here. We can perform 1 attack, and then if you spend an ammo token on this attack, you may then resolve a second order step, limit once per turn. I think I want to try and take out this drone here. Now, we've got our triangle where we have to draw from our line of sight, and I would say that we can easily see the corner of his area. That means we can definitely attack him even though it looks kind of crazy, we're behind this boulder. We're able to just get our gun around and give him a shot. Our snub rifle is probably our best bet because it's within range 3. We are going to spend the ammo, so we're rolling 3 dice against the 1 defense die. We're looking for 3 hits here, you guys. 3 hits. Come on. Oh, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, -1. Remember, the omen is 1 additional wound. So 4 - 1 is 3. He is definitely toast. Let's grab one of the wound tokens, and sweet. He dropped his hammer burst weapon. Now, don't forget what Dominic's special ability is. Before or after he resolves his order card, he can move 1 space. He's going to move here. he gets to do another order card now, and before resolving it, he'll go ahead and move one space to here, and he's going to discard a card so he can pick up that weapon. We'll discard Teamwork, and now we're going to pick up that Boom Shot. That Boom Shot you can't actually use without spending an ammo. Totally makes sense because the ammo's probably huge in that thing. We'll roll 4 dice for it, just like what the boomers do. And if we get the Omen, ignore 1 defense die rolled and deal 1 wound to each other figure in the target's area. That is amazing. I'd love to use that Boom Shot, but I don't think I have the right cards for it. Instead, for my next activation, I'm going to play Teamwork here. We're going to draw 1 order card. So let's go ahead and draw our order card, and we're going to get Advance. It says, choose another player. They may immediately resolve an order card. You then resolve your Locust resolution step as normal. So we'll still have 3 cards in hand then. And then Marcus, who's up there in cover, is going to go ahead and do Cover Fire. Totally makes sense. Perform 1 attack. During the next Locust activation step, all other cog figures are ignored by the Locust AI card. Locust treat them as if they're bleeding out. But that's going to put him down to only 2 cards. But I feel like that's the best option. We most certainly have line of sight into this room, no problem at all. So it's the question of, do I want to go for the boomer or do I want to go for the drone? I'm not going to go for the drone in cover or partial cover. Which one do I want to try and take on? Let's go for the drone, just in case, because if the drones activate, we get attacked twice. The boomer, then it's just 1 time. So let's go ahead and do this drone. We are still only 1-2 spaces away, so that means we can use our Lancer assault rifle. And we're going to spend 1 ammo from it, so we're rolling 4 dice to his 1 defense. We better blow him out of the water. This drone is not going to know what's hitting him, hopefully. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is so gone. Beautiful. So we have 1 drone and 1 boomer there. We'll flip this one over. It's an X. Perfect. That means nothing gets spawned there. And by spawn there, I mean place there. So we have a drone. If a cog figure is within 1 range, no, he's in 2. Otherwise, move 1 area towards the nearest cog, then attack the nearest cog figure within line of sight. The drone's going to go ahead and take a step into here just in time for Augustus to come and shoot his face off. I'm saying that hopefully. I have these 2 cards in hand for Augustus. He is going next. That's why I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to have him discard Advanced. So he only has 1 left. And remember, normally this would just give us a dodge, but he can consider any of these as a guard, so that allows him to attack. He's got 3 ammo on his Lancer, so he'll use 1 of the 3. He has 2 left. Discarding this, let's attack him. 4 dice to 1. Let's see how we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is considered 1 additional wound. 5 minus 1 is 4. That drone didn't know what hit him. He's gone. He's going to drop nothing, but that's fine. I've got to say, I love that it was Dominic's turn, but he was able to have Marcus activate on his turn, and then Augustus was able to do a guard during the Locust activation. I love how cooperative this game is. Not many give you that. Okay, we've got Sit Tight, we have Slaughter, and we have Assault. Man, what do we want to do? Well, I was thinking of doing this Assault. Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to move up to 3 areas and perform 1 attack. Instead of moving 3, we'll simply move 2. We'll move here. I've got 2 cards in hand. Do I want to pick up that Hammer Burst? Of course I want to pick up that Hammer Burst. I'm going to discard this Slaughter card. That means we have 1 card in hand, but we're going to get another Hammer Burst with 2 ammo on it, because we just picked up that weapon, and now we can attack. Well, that drone's gun was pretty much full, considering he didn't even get a shot off on us, so we'll go ahead and spend 1 of the ammo from here, rolling 4 dice against the 2 dice for that boomer, but hopefully we can get this because that'll be considered 2 wounds. 4 black, 2 red. Let's see what this boomer will do. Okay, we hit him for 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 2 is 3. Beautiful. Just enough. We can still take him out. Now I've got 3 of these. I'm going to go ahead and mess them up. Let's see if he drops another boom shot. If he drops a boom shot, that would be awesome. Let's see. No, he doesn't drop anything. This game's not going to let you rest, though, so likely we're going to have to spawn something. We have if 1 cog figure is within 2 movement, no. Otherwise, move 4. If no wretch is in play, draw a new one. So we'll flip this, and we have each locust that is 4 movement away. No, okay, there's none on the board. We have to draw a new one. This one says, discard 1 ammo token from 1 of your weapon cards. No! I'll do that to my Lancer. So my Lancer now only has 1 ammo. Then we need to remove all dropped weapon markers from the map. There aren't any. Then draw a new AI card. Huh. This is fun. Then we have if a cog figure is within 4 or has with 4 or less health is within 3 movement. No. Otherwise, and then if no wretch is in play or all cog figures are in cover, draw a new AI. Boy, let's see what this one is. If a cog figure is within 2, no. Otherwise, move to. If no drone is in play, I'm going to have to shuffle and redraw. As you can see, the game does not allow you to rest. This one has if no locust is in play, draw a new AI card. I should just look at the bottom. This one says, oh, spawn one of each. Yes, we should know this one. Spawn 1A, 1B, and 1C at the map exit. Then each locust A moves 2 towards the cog figures, and each locust B moves 1 area. We'll get 1 of each in here. The wretch will come in cover. These 2 will go out. But then our locust A, which is this wretch, will move 2 spaces towards us, right where Augustus is. This one will move 1 here and jump into at least partial cover. And this guy is right in the back, just making it impossible for us to just chuck a grenade and kill all of them. That's what I was hoping for. Bummer. Well, I was feeling pretty good, but then 3 more guys came out, and I was hoping that they would stay in the same spot so I could shoot them with a grenade, but that didn't happen. This is Marcus's turn. What are we going to do? Considering where we are right now, I think I'm going to do some cover fire. We're going to perform 1 attack and then have all of the locusts assume we're the only cog on the board. I think our deadliest of any of the enemies here is this boomer. We should still have line of sight. Yep, we should be able to see him. He's not in cover. So I think we'll use our final ammo on our hammer burst to try and take him on. That means we can't use our hammer burst anymore, but we're going to roll 4 dice against his 2. 4 black, 2 red. Let's see how we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -2 is 3. Golly, that's amazing. We have just been sneaking out some shots on this guy, on these guys. Oh, and he's going to drop another boom shot. We'll then draw our next AI card. We've got drones. 1 or more drones in play. No, 1 or more. Move each drone 2 areas towards the nearest cog figure. Each drone then attacks a cog figure within 2 range. While this could be really bad, this drone's going to jump out. He'll move 2 areas towards the closest cog. That's going to be Augustus, who has 1 card in hand, and he's going to shoot his face off. Except for we have Marcus up here, and he has a guard. He'll go ahead and discard his Explorer. He's going to spend 1 ammo from his Lancer assault rifle, so he can roll 4 dice within a range of 2. This is only 1 range here, and we're going to try and kill that guy before he kills Augustus. If Marcus can do this, he is the sniper of the year. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is considered another wound. 5 to 1. Beautiful. He did it. That drone is gone. He's going to drop for us nothing, but we have Augustus safe. Dominic has 3 cards in hand. Let's go ahead and draw 2 more. We've got Assault and we've got Advance. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my Assault card. Move up to 3 areas and then perform 1 attack. We're going to hope that Augustus with his 1 card can last against this wretch, because what we're going to do is move 1, 2, 3, jump ourselves into cover here, and then chuck a grenade over here. If we chuck a grenade over here and we get that omen, we will be able to close off this spot. That will then complete stage 1 of Emergence. We only have 1 bolo grenade here, so we get this chance, and that's going to be it. Someone else will have to do it. Beautiful! There it is. We have now officially blown up the final Emergence hole. That may be great and all, but we're certainly not done yet. As you seal the Emergence hole, an explosion throws you to the ground. When you regain your feet, you see a pillar of black smoke billowing from the open doorway. A swarm of enemies charge through the smoke. Spawn locust figures at the map exit based upon the number of players. So we're playing with 3, so we're going to have 2 wretches, 2 drones, and 2 boomers show up there. Then move each wretch 2 areas towards the nearest cog, and each drone 1 area towards the nearest cog. Yeah, it's going to be freaking bloody, I think, here at this end. Our special rule, our locust figures cannot spawn. If an AI card would spawn a locust figure, ignore the AI card and draw a new one. And then we flip this when there are 0 locust figures in play. So what's going to happen is these 2 wretches, now they can either move into here or here. Since I'm the first player, I get to choose. I'm definitely going to have them come over here with Dominique since he has more health. The drones are just going to move into here. 1 will jump into cover, and the 2 boomers will stand here ready to guard, not in cover. Now, though, all we need to do is defeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 enemies. Yay. Not to mention, they get to go next. We're going to flip this. Oh, and the wretches are going to go. If 1 or more wretches in play, each wretch moves 2 areas towards the nearest cog figure. Each wretch then attacks the most wounded cog figure in its area. Well, this could be really interesting. Augustus has 1 card in hand, and Dominic has, I think, 4, so he should be okay, but he's going to get attacked twice. So let's do this one first, followed by this one. However, you know what? Augustus can do a guard, even with a non-guard card. He's going to do this with his 1 card. He's going to use his Lancer Rifle, try and just kill this wretch right off the bat. He's going to roll 4 black dice, looking for an omen, and he gets it. Oh my gosh. Okay, that wretch is toast. But now there's the 2 that are attacking Dominic. Now, I believe this spawn or swarm effect does not take effect anymore because there's no more emergence holes. So if they get an omen, it doesn't do anything. But normally, they'd spawn 1 wretch at the nearest emergence hole. If all wretches are in play, this ability has no effect. They're going to roll 2 red dice, and Dominic right now is in the same space as the wretch, and the wretch is attacking in the same location, so that means he gets no cover, even though he's in a cover space. I think for this first attack, we're going to use this scavenge card to give us +2 for our red dice. So we're going to roll 3 red dice. 3 to the 2 black. That makes me feel pretty good. Let's see what we get. He hits us for 1, we blocked for 2. Okay, then the second attack from the other wretch, we're just going to roll 1. Let's see. Okay, 2 points of damage. I'm going to go ahead then, out of the 3 cards that I have, I'm going to discard the 2 advanced cards and keep the blind fire in my hand. We've got 6 more enemies to kill. Augustus is next. He has no cards in hand. He's going to draw both of these. We have some pretty good cards here. We've got a dig in that we could use to be defensive, but you guys have seen how I play it. Do I play it defensive? No. I'm going to assault. I'm going to go ahead and do the move up to 3 areas and then perform 1 attack. We're throwing a grenade. We're going to run 1, 2, 3, jump into cover, and we're going to chuck a grenade at these 2 boomers. This is our only grenade token. We'll take that off. We'll roll 4 dice. We did, wow, 2, 4, 5 points of damage. The first one, we'll roll 2 dice to defend. Nothing. Done. He's totally gone. He'll drop nothing. And then the other one, come on, come on, come on. Zeros. Another one gone. 2 boomers, totally destroyed. Love it, Augustus. 4 more enemies to go. Yeah, sometimes the best defense is the best offense. Okay, we have wretches. If a cog figure is within 4 or less, 4 or less health and within 3 movement, yes. Move into its area and then attack him. Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. They're both going to attack Dominic. You can probably imagine what we're going to do, though, as Augustus. We're going to use this as a guard and attack one of them. We'll use our Lancer Assault Rifle, and we're going to use our last ammo. That means we're going to roll 4 to the 1 red. Come on, let's hit him. Beautiful. 2, 3, 4. We just needed 2. One of them is gone. There's only 1 left that's there. It's going to attack Dominic. We've got to roll 2 black to 1 red. I don't know. Not much I can do about it. And we get hit for 1 damage. We have 1 card in hand for Dominic. So Dominic now has no cards in hand, but he's still alive. If you take a damage when you have no cards in hand, that's when you go down. Marcus here has 2 cards in hand. He'll go ahead and draw 2 more. He gets advance, and he gets forced entry. Yeah, advance. We're not even going to worry about the movement. We're going to perform 1 attack. Anybody else in the mood for chucking grenades? I could do this all day. 1, 2, range 2. We actually have 2 grenades with us, so we're going to spend 1. We're within that range of 2. We're going to roll 4. They each will only roll 1 die for defense, even though he's in partial cover, because we're blowing up this whole area. We'll grab our 4 black dice. Let's give them a good roll and a shake. We have 4 damage coming right in. Okay. That means in order to take this drone out, we have to only have them get 1 defense. So the first drone, beautiful. That's going to be the one in cover. He's gone. And then our second one, be a 1 or a 0. 1 or a 0. 1! Awesome. That drone is also toast. We only have a wretch left. I almost forgot. Both of them might drop something for us. No, neither of them do. And I'm realizing I can also move 3 spaces. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. That is absolutely perfect. Why I say that's perfect is because we should be able to do a guard on that wretch now that's there. And if we kill him, the drones, there are no drones that are in play, so we can move past that one. Here's the wretch. If unwounded, move 3 areas towards the nearest cog figure, then attack the cog in the area that is not in cover. Oh, cool. Well, if you look here, this wretch is going to try and attack Dominic, who, by the way, has no cards. If he takes any damage, he dies. Or I should say goes bleeding out, which doesn't mean he's dead, but it's a big problem. We have Marcus here. He has a guard card in his hand that he drew. We are definitely going to use this. We are within range 1, 2 to be able to attack him. And I think I'm going to use my Lancer Assault Rifle that's got a range 2. We can roll 4 dice against him. We're going to spend that ammo token to do it. And if we kill him, we win the game. We have 4 black to the 1 red. Let's give him a roll. Beautiful. 2, 3, 4, 5. He is so dead. There's no locust on the board. We just won the mission. And I have to say, I had so much fun with this game, you guys. It's ridiculous. You know, I was talking to everyone on the Discord, and by the way, that reminds me, if you've not joined our Discord, you should come check it out. I can talk with you, Mike can talk with you, Steve, Barrett, and there's tons of other great people that are on that channel who can help you decide on games, spend way too much of your money. I'm kidding, but really, it's a great community. I highly recommend it. And we were talking about this game, and you know, it almost felt like this is ahead of its time. I feel like now this is a great, solid co-op game, but I think when this first came out, people were like, what the heck is this? But the ways that you can interact together, I mean, I had that one turn where all 3 of my cogs did something to be able to protect each other, or do a guard effect, or do a followed effect. Oh, it's amazing. I really, really enjoy it. The only thing that's missing is that I wish there was more content for it, and that's not going to happen. So I still do think that what you get in the box is worth it. If you can get this game between 50 and $100, I would definitely pick it up. I also have the expansion. I think there's just one print-on-demand expansion. I've never played that, so I don't know if that's worth it, but it gives you, I think, 1 or 2 more missions. Regardless, thanks so much for watching this, and I will see you at the next stop.